Wakey, wakey, Mike.
What time is it?
Time to get up.
Oh, why'd you gotta do me like that?
Good morning, everyone. It's day 5, and today we've had to get up a little bit earlier because we need to get to the venue. It's going to be a massive day today, and there's quite a lot to do. I think it's about 7 in the morning at the moment. And yeah, we're just going to we've packed up all the gear last night, and we're going to just hop in the car, grab some breakfast on the way, and get to the next shoot location. Today's going to be one of the longer days that we do because there's a lot to do, and I'm told that, I think I said yesterday that it's going to be a late one, so we need to get on the road as soon as we can, which means that I need to get dressed. So I guess I'll see you in the car.
The day started off really easily, albeit a little bit emotionally. We had to make a couple of stops along the way, and it was an opportunity for us to say goodbye. We knew that the people that we'd seen up to this point probably wouldn't be joining us for the rest of the journey, and this might be the last time that we saw them for a while. So first we stopped at Marcus and Raph's so that we could pick up the goggles that we'd made and have a quick chat with them and catch them up on how we were doing. From there, we headed to Suya's, who was actually pretty much done with the tracer jacket, and when I saw it, I couldn't resist trying it on. So we ended up staying there for a little bit longer than we'd intended. And after that, it was on to the new location. A few hours drive into Vienna led us to Brazen and Bold's workshop, where I got to meet Mattea and Jojo for the first time. And they gave me a rundown of where they work, what they do, we met the dogs, and then they talked me through what we were going to be doing for the final 2 days of the project.
We will start off with him showing you how to get this real smooth, partly for painting and partly for molding and casting, and I'm gonna take over the molding and casting part with you. So
Cool. Can I hold it?
This is, yeah, sure. I mean, I hope you can.
It's yours.
It's yours.
This is yours.
I actually am super excited about this part.
It will be a 2-part mold, so we will do all of this in one, and then the nozzle, so you don't have any like seams on the nozzle. We will just put it basically face down. You will start sanding it a little bit more. So okay. Because silicone will pick up every little thing.
The point of what we're doing here is to make a mold of this blaster, then to create 2 resin casts that are more lightweight and more durable than the 3D printed one, because you can't feel it, of course, but it's quite hefty. And although the 3D printed resin is very durable, it's also brittle and it can break pretty easily. Once you drop it, it's gonna shatter, which is great for prototyping, but not great to carry it around as a permanent prop.
Yeah.
That is not the case for the armor, which we're also gonna work on today, because that is strapped to your chest and to your body, and it's less likely to fall off than the gun that you're waving around. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna basically paint a lot, do stuff with silicone, cast some resin, get high on paint fumes. This is gonna be fun.
This is going to be a blast.
It is gonna be amazing, honestly.
I was so stoked to get going, and as time was ticking on, we decided to get started straight away. So I donned my painting suit and we headed outside to the garden for step 1.
We're gonna spray paint all these pieces because that's what we need to continue the paint job. So we're gonna start with automotive paint. This is just spray paint that you use for cars. That's also the reason why you suit it up this well, because it's great paint, but it's also very much not good for your body, for your lungs, for your skin. So please.
This is why we're shooting outdoors in a well-ventilated area, and we're wearing appropriate protection for doing the job. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay,
Awesome.
so let's spray these down then.
Exactly. Start shaking, boy. Harder! Harder! Harder!
Hi, I'm here. in the bath. I've been told that apparently the next step of this build is I'm going to be working on the gun, and they've told me that the way that I need to do that is to be in the bath because you need running water for this step. So now I'm in the bath. So I'm going to be running the tap under this. Oh, well, I'm actually going to be using the shower because they've told me that this needs to be sanded down, and we're going to be using 1000 grit sandpaper to do it. But they've told me to be very gentle because apparently this bit is mainly just about the silicone not going where it shouldn't. So I'm going to sand down the front part and this part here, and then I'm going to go over that with the sponge as well, and see where we land and hope that I don't cock it up. So yeah, I guess this is me now. I didn't think this video was going to go here, but part of me is kind of glad that it did. So wish me luck. After giving the weapon a good scrub down, I dried myself off, and Matea checked out my handiwork to make sure that there was no water left in the weapon. Meanwhile, while we'd been messing around in the bathroom, Jojo had been preparing the walls of the silicone mold. She explained to me that it was really important to have a tight seal around all of the walls so that silicone didn't leak out from the edges. She then handed me a tray of warmed clay, which she explained to me we were going to be putting into the nooks and crannies of the resin-printed blaster. She then showed me how to whip up the silicone mix using a combination of 2 different chemicals, putting it into a vacuum former to suck all of the air out of it, placing the blaster into the mold casing, and then pouring the silicone over the top until it was completely submerged. And then it was just a waiting game. After a few hours had passed, we took the blaster out and marveled at the first side of the resin mold. By this point though, we'd been on the go for quite a while, so we took stock of where we were and made plans for dinner.
It's quite a lot later in the day, and we've all been working pretty hard. Jojo is currently doing the mold, right, for the weapon. Matteo is doing the sanding of the bits that we sprayed up earlier, and Sabine is working on the braces just over there. And we've basically just got our heads down this afternoon. The next step is, after we've done all of this, once the mold is ready to go, we're going to go get dinner because it's like 6 p.m. and we've now been on the go for 11 hours. So yeah, we're going to get Red Bull and dinner, and then we're going to come back to this. So see you there. Transition.
So we headed out for dinner and had a succulent Chinese meal. But when we came back, disaster had struck.
Okay, so usually I would not take this out of the mold. Right now it's lightly attached to the master. However, we have a pocket of uncured or not fully cured silicone here. And I really want to know what's going on in there. So what I'm gonna do is take this out of one half of the mold, see what's going on there. Maybe we can like cut around and just have like a small part flow in from, like, be attached to the other half of the mold. So we'll see. It will not be ideal, but well, it is what it is.
Unfortunately though, that wasn't all that was wrong. It turned out that quite a lot more of the mold hadn't cured.
Unfortunately, stuff like that sometimes happens with resin prints.
We had a good look over the mold to see what was going on, but we couldn't figure it out. So the only option was to recast the entire thing from scratch. We had to mix up all of the silicone again, make sure that it was in the right quantities, recreate the mold casing, and pour it over the gun. But because the process takes so long, and because we were leaving the following day, there was a real prospect that we might actually not get it done at all.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We've got to stand here and do this bit. I've literally been awake for like 19 hours now.
So what we're doing now, so we put in the blaster and put some clay underneath and to the side, and now we cast the first layer. So what we're gonna do is we will probably open it here, and then once we open it here, this hot glue is supposed to come off easily, and then open it, and then we'll take it out, turn it around.
Yeah.
Do not remove the silicone, but just put it on, remove all the clay, then put this back on around and pour the second side.
Oh, damn. Oh, dip. Oh, dip. All right.
Then you'll see.
Okay. All right.
So let's do it.
Let's do it.
And so, while everyone else slept soundly, me and Jojo worked on into the night. Because we'd given the curing process a little bit longer this time, the mold actually came out a little bit closer to what we wanted it to. It wasn't perfect, but it would do. So, we whipped up another batch of silicon, turned the gun over, and molded the other side. And when everything was done, we went to bed in nervous anticipation of what tomorrow might bring.